Alex Carter stared out the viewport of the research vessel Horizon. The stars looked different from deep space, sharper somehow. After 5 years as a xenobiologist for NASA's Deep Space program, he still found himself amazed by the simple beauty of the cosmos. Most of the crew had gone to sleep hours ago, but Alex often stayed up late, hoping to see something no human had seen before. Tonight he got his wish. A flash of light caught his eye. At first, he thought it might be a comet or an asteroid reflecting the distant sun. But the light grew steadily brighter until it became impossible to ignore. "Computer, what am I looking at?" Alex asked, tapping the screen to zoom in on the phenomenon. "Unknown." "Object approaching," the computer responded in its flat voice. "Size estimate, 4 kilometers in length." "Composition, unknown. Origin, unknown." Alex felt his heart race. He pressed the communication button on his wrist device. "Captain Martinez, you need to see this." Within minutes, Captain Olivia Martinez rushed onto the bridge, still pulling on her uniform jacket. Her short gray hair stuck up at odd angles, but her eyes were sharp and alert. "What is it, Carter?" she asked, then stopped as she saw the screen. My God, the object had moved closer now. It was clearly a ship, a massive vessel with a design unlike anything in the human fleet. It looked almost like a giant insect, with a segmented body and strange, crystalline protrusions that glowed with internal light. "Wake everyone up," Captain Martinez ordered. "Now." The alarm blared throughout the horizon, bringing the crew of 30 scientists and officers to their stations. Security personnel checked weapons they hoped they wouldn't need to use. Scientists prepared their instruments, eager to collect data on humanity's first potential contact with an intelligent alien species. "It's scanning us," reported Ellie Jones, the sensor specialist. "Some kind of energy beam. Nothing harmful detected." "Are they trying to communicate?" Martinez asked. "Yes," said Ben Rodriguez, joining them on the bridge. As the cultural specialist and linguist, he had been training for this moment his entire career. "They're broadcasting something on multiple frequencies. Putting it through now." A strange sound filled the bridge, clicks and hums and high-pitched tones that seemed to form patterns. "Computer, analyze and attempt translation," Ben instructed. Minutes passed as the computer worked. The alien ship had stopped moving and now hung in space a few thousand kilometers away, dwarfing the horizon. "Translation attempt ready," the computer announced. "Reliability 62%. "Let's hear it," Martinez said, a mechanical voice. Played through the speakers. "Attention, human vessel. We are the Zirconian Empire. We come in peace and seek assistance. Our queen requests audience with your kind. This is urgent matter." Captain Martinez looked at her crew. "Opinions?" "Could be a trap," said Lisa Nichols, head of security. Her hand rested on her sidearm. "We should maintain distance and proceed with caution." "Or the opportunity of a lifetime," countered Dr. Frank Winters, chief science officer. "Think of what we could learn." Alex studied the ship on the screen. "They could have attacked us already if they wanted to." "That ship has technology far beyond ours," Martinez nodded. "Let's respond? Tell them we accept communication but need to establish protocols." For the next 3 hours, the crew worked to improve the translation system. Finally, they were ready for video contact. The main screen flickered, and everyone gasped. The alien that appeared looked like a cross between an insect and something Alex couldn't quite place. It stood upright on 4 lower limbs while 4 upper limbs moved in complex patterns. Its exoskeleton shimmered with iridescent colors, and multiple compound eyes reflected the light. Atop its head grew a crown-like structure that seemed to be part of its body. "I am Queen Valara of the Zirconian Empire," the translator conveyed. "We have studied your species from afar. We need your help." Martinez stepped forward. "I am Captain Olivia Martinez of the Earth research vessel Horizon. How can we assist you?" The alien queen's movements became more agitated. "My royal offspring is in distress. None of our remedies work. The child cries without stopping for many cycles now. This threatens my position in our society." Alex exchanged confused glances with Ben. "Alien babies having colic?" "It seems so ordinary." We have intercepted your transmissions, Queen Valora continued. We have reason to believe humans may possess the solution. Our species shares certain biological similarities with yours, despite our differences. We would be happy to offer medical assistance, Martinez replied carefully. There will be great reward, the Queen said. In our culture, one who helps royal offspring receives highest honor. I offer marriage to successful human. They will become royal consort, share in ruling our empire. A stunned silence fell over. The bridge marriage to an alien queen? Your Highness, Martinez said, regaining her composure, we're honored by your offer, but our species has different customs. Perhaps we could discuss alternative arrangements? This is our way, the Queen insisted. You will send representatives to our vessel. They will attempt to calm royal offspring. If successful, one will be chosen as consort. This is great honor. Many would die for such opportunity. The way she said it made Alex wonder if many had died. After the transmission ended, Captain Martinez called a meeting in the conference room. This is unprecedented, she said. Earth Command will take days to respond, and the Queen seems unwilling to wait. I need volunteers to go aboard their ship. I'll go, Alex said, surprising himself. Xenobiology is my specialty. If this is about a distressed infant, I might be able to help. This goes beyond science, Carter, Martinez warned. You understand what the Queen is proposing? If you succeed, she expects marriage, Alex nodded. I understand the cultural implications. But this is first contact. We can't pass up this opportunity. In the end, a team of 5 was assembled. Alex, Ben for cultural and language support, Lisa for security, and 2 medical officers. They prepared to board a shuttle to the alien vessel. As they suited up, Dr. Winters pulled Alex aside. Remember, this could be a trap. The Zirconians have technology we can't even comprehend. Be careful what you agree to. Alex nodded, his throat dry. He checked his equipment one last time, sample collection tools, basic medical scanners, and a personal translator device. Shuttle ready for departure, announced the pilot over the COM system. Alex took a deep breath as he boarded. Through the small window, he could see the enormous alien ship growing larger as they approached. Lights pulsed along its surface like a heartbeat. Ever think your biology degree would lead to being proposed to by an alien queen? Ben asked, trying to lighten the mood. Alex managed a nervous smile. Not exactly what I planned for my career. The shuttle docked with a gentle thud. Through the airlock window, they could see strange, tall figures waiting for them. Well, Lisa said, checking her weapon one last time, let's go meet the in-laws. As the airlock opened, Alex stepped forward to a future he couldn't have imagined. When he woke up that morning, one where he might become husband to an alien queen, if only he could figure out how to stop her baby from crying. The air inside the Zirconian ship felt thick and warm, like a summer day in a greenhouse. Alex and his team stepped through the airlock and found themselves surrounded by tall, insect-like creatures. Each stood about 7 feet high with 4 arms and an iridescent exoskeleton that shifted colors in the strange light. Their compound eyes watched the humans with what Alex guessed was curiosity. Welcome, humans, said one of the aliens through the translation device. I am Kren, Royal Advisor. Follow me to throne room. Queen Valara waits. The team walked behind Kren through corridors that seemed alive. The walls pulsed with soft light, and geometric patterns flowed across surfaces like liquid. Alex noticed. The floor felt slightly springy beneath his boots. Everything in this ship is organic, he whispered to Ben. I think the ship itself might be partly alive, Ben nodded, his eyes wide. Their technology is centuries beyond ours. Lisa stayed close. To the team, her hand never far from her weapon. Stay alert, she murmured. We're completely outnumbered here. They passed chambers filled with strange equipment and rooms where dozens of Zirconians worked at tasks the humans couldn't understand. Some aliens stopped to stare as they passed. After walking for several minutes, they reached a massive doorway. That opened on its own. The throne room beyond took Alex's breath away. The ceiling soared at least 30 feet high, with crystal formations hanging down that caught and split light into rainbows. The floor looked like polished stone but seemed to ripple slightly with each step. At the far end sat Queen Valara on a raised platform. She was larger than the other Zirconians, with a more elaborate crown-like growth on her head. What Alex had first taken for jewelry now appeared to be living creatures that clung to her limbs and changed colors as she moved. "Approach," the Queen's voice came through their translators. The team walked forward and stopped about 10 feet from the throne. Alex noticed at least 20 guard Zirconians positioned around the room, each carrying what looked like weapons. "Your Highness," Captain Martinez had instructed them to use Earth Royal protocols until they better understood Zirconian customs. "Thank you for inviting us aboard your vessel. We are honored to offer assistance." The Queen's upper limbs moved in complex patterns that the translator didn't interpret. "You're smaller than expected," she finally said. "Do you possess the knowledge to help royal offspring?" Alex stepped forward. "I am Alex Carter, a xenobiologist. I study how different species grow and develop. I hope I can help your child." The Queen's compound eyes seemed to focus on him. "Many of our healers have tried. All have failed. The crying does not stop. In our culture, this brings great shame." "Can you tell us more about the problem?" Alex asked. "Royal offspring hatched 27 cycles ago. Since birth makes distress sounds. Will not eat properly, will not sleep. Nothing calms the child." The Queen's living jewelry turned a deep blue color. "If royal offspring continues this way, other queens will challenge my rule. They will say I produced weak offspring." Alex felt the weight of the situation. This wasn't just about a crying baby, it was about politics and possibly the stability of an entire empire. "May we see your child?" he asked. The room grew quiet. The Zirconians around the throne all turned to look at the Queen. "This is unusual request," she said. "No outsiders see royal offspring before first molting?" "We cannot help without examining the child," Lisa pointed out. Queen Valara's limbs moved in what might have been agitation. "Very well, but warning first. If any harm comes to royal offspring, all humans will be enemies of Zirconian Empire forever. We will destroy your ship and send warning to your planet." Alex swallowed hard. "We understand. We will be extremely careful." The Queen rose from her throne. She stood nearly 8 feet tall, towering over the humans. "Follow," she commanded. They walked through a series of smaller corridors until they reached a sealed door guarded by 4 especially large Zirconians. At a gesture from the Queen, the guard stepped aside and the door opened. A high-pitched sound immediately hit them, not quite a scream, but an oscillating tone that made Alex's teeth hurt. The Zirconian guards visibly flinched at the sound. The nursery beyond was a round chamber with walls that pulsed with soft pink light. In the center floated what looked like a large transparent egg filled with clear gel. Inside was a creature. Unlike the adult Zirconians, it had more limbs. Alex counted 8, and its body was translucent, allowing them to see its internal organs working. Multiple small eyes glowed around what appeared to be its head. "This is royal offspring," the Queen said. The translator couldn't convey emotion, but her body language suggested distress. Alex approached the floating egg carefully. The baby Zirconian thrashed inside, creating the painful sound without pause. "How long has this been happening?" he asked. "Since birth 27 cycles. In your time, perhaps 14 Earth days without stopping." Lisa winced at the sound. "No wonder you're desperate. That would drive anyone crazy." Ben studied the chamber. "What have you tried already?" The Queen gestured to various objects around the room. "Sound dampening field, nutrient adjustments, temperature variations, pheromone therapy, sleep inducers. Nothing works?" Alex watched the baby's movements carefully. Its limbs thrashed in what seemed like a pattern, and its eyes blinked rapidly. Something about its behavior reminded him of a study he'd done years ago on Earth. "I might have an idea," he said quietly, "but you're not going to believe it." The Queen's living jewelry shifted to a bright yellow. "Explain." "On Earth, sometimes human babies cry because they need physical contact," Alex said. "They need to be held to feel secure?" Is it possible to remove the baby from this container? The zirconians in the room made chittering sounds that the translator didn't catch. The queen's jewelry turned a deep crimson. No outsider has ever touched royal offspring, she said. It is forbidden. What about your own people? Alex asked. Do adult zirconians hold their young, not until first molting? Young are too fragile. We monitor from safe distance, Alex thought for a moment. On our planet, many species need physical contact for proper development. It creates security and helps regulate their systems. He took a deep breath. I would like to try holding your child. The chittering sounds grew louder. The guards moved closer, their weapons raised slightly. You ask impossible thing, the queen said. If royal offspring is harmed by your touch, your life is forfeit. Alex looked at the distressed alien baby. Its cries hadn't stopped once since they entered. He made his decision. I understand the risk, he said, but I believe it might help. The queen stared at him with her compound eyes. Finally, she made a gesture to the guards who reluctantly lowered their weapons. If royal offspring dies by your action, all humans die, she said simply. Proceed, Lisa grabbed his arm. Alex, are you sure about this? We can find another way, Alex shook his head. Trust me. I've seen something like this before. He stepped toward the floating egg, heart pounding. The baby inside continued to cry and thrash as Alex prepared to do something no human had ever done before: hold an alien queen's child. Alex approached the floating egg-like pod containing the royal zirconian offspring. The high-pitched crying sound grew even louder as he got closer. He could feel the vibrations in his chest. The guards watched his every move, their weapons ready. How do I open this? Alex asked. Examining the transparent shell, Queen Valara moved forward and placed one of her upper limbs on the surface of the pod. It responded to her touch, creating an opening just large enough for Alex to reach inside. Be warned, human, she said through the translator. Royal offspring has delicate exoskeleton, not fully hardened until first molting. Alex nodded and slowly reached into the gel-like substance. It felt cool and thick, like honey. The baby zirconian thrashed more violently as his hands got closer. Easy now, Alex whispered, though he knew the alien probably couldn't understand. His words, I'm here to help you. His fingers touched the baby's body. The creature felt surprisingly light, its skin smooth like silk. Alex carefully worked his hands under the small body and lifted it from the pod. The gel clung to it in strands, then broke away. The baby's cries grew even louder. The guards stepped forward, but Queen Valara held up a limb to stop them. What? Now human? She asked. Alex cradled the baby against his chest, supporting its many limbs. Now we try something very basic, he said. He began to rock gently back and forth, a slow swaying motion. The baby continued to cry. This is not working, the queen observed. Her living jewelry turned a dark purple color. Give it time, Alex. Sighed. He remembered a lullaby his mother used to sing to him. Without thinking, he began to hum the simple melody. The baby's thrashing slowed slightly. Encouraged, Alex hummed a bit louder, continuing the gentle rocking motion. The baby's glowing eyes blinked rapidly. Then more slowly, Lisa and Ben watched in amazement as the pitch of the crying began to lower. The zirconian guards chittered among themselves, their compound eyes fixed on the scene. Alex shifted his hold, bringing the baby up to rest against his shoulder. He patted its back gently while continuing to hum. The crying became softer, more like whimpering. It's working, Ben whispered. Queen Valara moved closer, her massive form towering over Alex. How is this possible? The translator conveyed. Alex spoke softly, still rocking the baby. On Earth, many young animals need physical contact to feel secure. The rocking motion mimics movement they felt before birth. The humming may remind your child of sounds it heard while still inside its egg. The baby's cries had now reduced to occasional soft sounds. Its many limbs no longer thrashed but curled around Alex's arm. The glowing eyes dimmed slightly. I think it's falling asleep, Alex said in wonder. The queen's living jewelry shifted to a bright blue color. Impossible, she said. Royal offspring has not slept since birth. Alex continued to rock and hum for several more minutes. The room grew completely silent except for his soft melody. The baby's eyes closed completely, and its breathing became slow and regular. "It's asleep," Lisa said in amazement. Queen Valara reached out one of her limbs toward her child, but stopped short of touching it. "You have succeeded where all Zirconians failed," she said. "The crying has stopped," Alex smiled. "Would you like to try holding your baby now?" The Queen's body language changed in a way the humans couldn't interpret. "This is not our way," she said. "But perhaps our ways must change." Very carefully, Alex transferred the sleeping baby to the Queen's upper limbs. She held it awkwardly at first, then adjusted her grip to mimic Alex's holding style. The baby stirred slightly but remained asleep. "The royal offspring accepts your touch," Alex said. "This is good. Physical contact will help it develop properly." Queen Valara gazed at her sleeping child. "You have fulfilled your task, human," she said. "As promised, I offer highest honor. You will become my royal consort through marriage ceremony." The room went silent. Even the guards seemed shocked by the declaration. "Your Highness," Alex said carefully, "I'm very honored by your offer. But in human culture, marriage is a complex arrangement. We usually spend time getting to know each other first." The Queen's jewelry flashed several colors in quick succession. "You refuse royal offer?" she asked. The guards tensed. "Not at all," Ben jumped in quickly. "In our culture, accepting too quickly would show lack of proper respect for such an important decision. Alex means to honor your offer by giving it the consideration it deserves." Alex nodded gratefully at Ben's diplomatic save. "Exactly. This is a significant decision for both our species." Queen Valara considered this. "Very well. You will have time to consider, but not too much time. Royal Court expects decision before next moon cycle." She turned to her advisors. "Prepare guest quarters for the humans. They will remain until decision is made." Alex looked down at the sleeping baby in the Queen's arms. "Your child will likely wake soon. When it does, try holding it close and rocking as I showed you. It may help prevent the crying from starting again." The Queen nodded. "You will teach us these human methods," one of the royal advisors approached. "My Queen, this is unprecedented. To take a non-Zirconian as consort." "Silence," the Queen commanded. "This human has done what none of our kind could do. The royal offspring responds to him. This is powerful sign." She turned back to Alex. "You will attend royal dinner this evening. We will discuss terms of arrangement." As the humans were escorted from the nursery, Lisa whispered to Alex, "What have you gotten yourself into? You can't seriously be considering marrying an alien queen." Alex watched as Queen Valara carried her sleeping child toward her private chambers, her guards following protectively. "I don't know," he admitted. "But think about what this could mean for Earth. A diplomatic marriage alliance with an advanced species. Access to their technology and knowledge." Ben nodded. "It could be the greatest opportunity in human history. Or a complete disaster. We need to contact the Horizon," Lisa said. "Captain Martinez needs to know what's happening." The Zirconian escort led them to a suite of rooms unlike anything Alex had seen before. The walls seemed to breathe, changing colors slightly with the light. The furniture was grown rather than built, organic curves instead of straight lines. "Rest here," their escort said. "Communication device on wall connects to your ship. Royal dinner in 6 units of time." The Zirconian left, the door sealing behind it. Alex sat on what he hoped was a chair. It adjusted to his body shape immediately. "Well," he said, "I think I just became engaged to an alien queen." Lisa checked the room for surveillance devices. "Don't joke about this, Alex. We're in a dangerous situation here. You can't actually marry her." "Why not?" Alex asked. "If it helps establish peaceful relations between our species, because we know nothing about their marriage customs," Ben pointed out. "What if it involves some kind of permanent transformation, or a merging of consciousness, or worse?" Alex stared out at the stars through a crystal-clear viewport. Somewhere out there, the Horizon waited for news. "You're right," he said finally. "We need more information before I make any decisions." He moved to the wall communication device. Let's call home and tell them about the strangest job interview in human history. Captain Martinez's face on the communication screen looked both amazed and worried. Alex and his team had just finished explaining everything that had happened on the Zirconian ship. "Let me get this straight," Martinez said. "You calmed the alien baby and now the Queen wants to marry you?" "That's about it," Alex replied. "And I have until their next moon cycle to decide." Martinez ran a hand through her gray hair. "Earth governments are going crazy with this news. Some see it as our greatest opportunity, others think it's a trap." "What does Dr. Winters say?" Alex asked. The captain's expression turned serious. "He's been studying the data we collected on Zirconian biology. According to him, their marriage isn't just a ceremony. Their species practices a form of symbiosis in mating." "What does that mean?" Lisa asked. "The male doesn't exactly die, but his consciousness becomes part of the Queen's hive mind. You'd exist, but not as an individual anymore." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "So if I accept her offer, you'd become part of her in a way we don't fully understand," Martinez finished. "But think of the benefits for Earth. Their technology is centuries beyond ours. Their protection could be invaluable." Ben leaned forward. "Captain, are you suggesting Alex should sacrifice himself?" Martinez sighed. "I'm saying it's his choice, and a complicated one. Earth's governments are divided. Some are drafting orders for him to accept, others want him to refuse." "It's my decision," Alex said firmly, "not theirs." "For now," Martinez agreed. "But this is bigger than any one person. I'll keep them at bay as long as I can, but prepare yourself. This is about to become very political." The screen went dark. As the call ended, Alex paced around the alien room thinking. "What are you going to do?" Lisa asked. Before Alex could answer, the door opened. A Zirconian attendant stood there. "Royal dinner begins soon," it said through the translator. "You will follow?" The humans were led through more crystalline corridors to a massive hall. A long table made of the same living material as the rest of the ship was filled with Zirconian. Nobles, Queen Valara sat at the head, her royal crown structure glowing softly. Beside her was an empty seat. "Human Alex," she said as they entered. "You will sit at my side as honored guest." Alex was guided to the empty chair while Lisa and Ben were seated further down the table. The chair adjusted to his human form as he sat. "Where's your child?" Alex asked, noticing the baby was not present. "Royal offspring sleeps still," the Queen said, her jewelry glowing a contented blue. "First true sleep since birth? You have done great service to Zirconian Empire." Servants brought strange foods on crystal platters. Some dishes moved slightly, still alive. Others glowed with internal bioluminescence. "These are safe for human consumption," the Queen assured him. "We have studied your biology." Alex carefully tried a small bite of something that looked like blue pasta. It tasted surprisingly like seafood. The Zirconians ate with their lower limbs while gesturing with their upper ones, a complex display of dexterity. "Your Highness," Alex said carefully, "I need to understand what becoming your consort would mean. On Earth, marriage is a partnership between equals. Both people remain separate individuals." The Queen's jewelry shifted to a deep purple. "Interesting concept. Among Zirconians, royal consort joins with Queen's consciousness, becomes part of greater whole. It is highest honor." "So I would lose my individual identity?" Alex asked. "Not lose," the Queen corrected. "Transform. Your thoughts, memories, knowledge become one with mine. Your essence lives forever in royal lineage." A Zirconian noble from down the table spoke up. "This has never been done with non-Zirconian. We do not know if human physiology compatible." "We will find way," the Queen declared. "Science advisors already working on solution." Alex took a sip of the clear liquid in his cup. It tasted like sweet water with a hint of citrus. "What if I respectfully decline your offer?" The room went silent. The Queen's jewelry turned a dark red. "This would be grave insult," one advisor said. "No one refuses royal marriage offer." The Queen raised a limb for silence. Human has different customs. We must respect this. She turned her compound eyes to Alex. If you decline, you may return to your ship. But opportunity for alliance between our species would be damaged. Alex felt the weight of billions of human lives on his shoulders. I need more time to consider, he said. Time granted, the Queen replied. But know this, my offer is genuine. Your species has something mine does not understand. The ability to soothe royal offspring proves this. Together we could create something new. The rest of the dinner passed, with discussions of both human and Zirconian cultures. Alex found himself actually enjoying the exchange of ideas. The Queen was intelligent and curious about Earth. As the meal ended, a Zirconian burst into the hall. My Queen, the royal offspring is crying again. Nothing we try works. Queen Valara rose quickly. Human Alex, your assistance is required. Alex followed the Queen to the nursery. The baby's cries were as loud as before. Several Zirconian attendants tried rocking it as Alex had shown, but without success. Why doesn't it work? The Queen asked, her jewelry flashing anxious colors. It might respond better to me specifically, Alex said, approaching the crying infant. Sometimes babies form attachments to particular individuals. He took the baby from the attendant and began the same rocking motion as before, humming the lullaby. The cries softened almost immediately. Remarkable, the Queen said, watching closely. Your Highness, Alex said as the baby calmed in his arms. I have a question. What happens to your previous consorts? Where are they now? The Queen's body language changed. Previous royal consort joined with me 5 cycles ago. His consciousness lives within me now. Can I speak with him? Or what remains of him? This is not possible. Once joining occurs, individual consciousness merges completely with royal mind. Alex looked down at the now quiet baby. So if I accept, I would never see Earth again, never be myself again? You would be more than yourself, the Queen said. You would be part of something greater. Back in his quarters that night, Alex couldn't sleep. He stared out at the stars, thinking about everything he would leave behind if he accepted, his research, his friends, his identity as a human being. The communication device chimed. It was Dr. Winters from the horizon. Alex, I've been studying more of their biology, he said urgently. There's something you should know about their babies. What is it? Alex asked. They respond to sound vibrations in a way adults don't. Their hearing develops differently. I think that's why your humming works. Alex sat up straight. Sound vibrations like music? Exactly, Winters said. Adult Zirconians communicate primarily through pheromones and limited sounds. But their young may be more sensitive to complex audio patterns. Music, Alex whispered. They don't have music? As the realization dawned on him, Alex began to form a new plan. One that might save both his identity and create the alliance Earth needed. Dr. Winters, he said, I need you to send me every music file we have on the ship. Classical, jazz, rock, everything. And ask Captain Martinez to prepare for negotiations. What are you planning? Winters asked. Alex smiled. A compromise fit for a queen. The next morning, Alex waited nervously in the throne room. Queen Valara sat on her crystal throne, surrounded by advisors who chittered anxiously among themselves. The royal baby rested in a smaller version of its pod next to the Queen, currently sleeping peacefully after Alex had calmed it earlier. You requested this audience? Queen Valara said. Speak your mind, human. Alex stepped forward, holding a small device from the horizon. Your Highness, I believe I've found a solution that will benefit both our species. The Queen's living jewelry shifted to an interested yellow color. Explain. I've discovered why I can calm your child when others cannot, Alex said. It's not me specifically, it's something humans have that Zirconians don't. He held up the device. We call it music. Music? The translator conveyed the unfamiliar word without explanation. Organized sound patterns that create emotional responses, Alex explained. Your child responds to it because young Zirconians are more sensitive to sound vibrations than adults. Dr. Winters confirmed this with his analysis of your biology. Alex pressed a button on the device, and soft classical music filled the throne room. The Zirconians reacted immediately, their bodies tensing. The queen's jewelry flashed rapidly through colors. "What is this sensation?" she asked. "You're feeling music," Alex said. "Different arrangements of sounds create different feelings. In humans, this one is meant to be calming." He changed to another track, upbeat jazz. Several Zirconians began moving slightly in rhythm, an instinctive response. "Fascinating," the queen said. Her attention turned to her child, who remained peacefully asleep despite the sound. "But how does this help our situation?" Alex took a deep breath. "Instead of marriage, I propose a cultural exchange. Humans can teach Zirconians about music, art, and other cultural elements that might benefit your species, particularly in raising your young. In return, we learn from your technology and science." The queen's advisors began speaking all at once, some clearly agitated. She silenced them with a gesture. "You refuse my offer of marriage?" she asked. The guards tensed, weapons ready. "Not exactly," Alex said carefully. "I'm offering something potentially more valuable. A true partnership between our species rather than just a symbolic union between two individuals. Your child responds to human music and touch. Imagine what else. Our species might learn from each other." Queen Valara was silent for a long moment. "You speak wisely, human, but tradition demands a formal bond," Alex nodded. "On Earth, we have diplomatic agreements, treaties that bind our nations together. Perhaps we could create something similar between our species." Lisa and Ben, who had been standing quietly behind Alex, exchanged hopeful glances. The queen rose from her throne, towering over Alex. "I must consult with royal council. You will wait." The humans were escorted to a small chamber outside the throne room. They could hear the loud discussions in the alien language beyond the door. "Do you think she'd go for it?" Lisa asked. Alex shrugged. "It's our best hope. I can't become part of her hive mind, but I don't want to insult her and ruin relations between our species." "The music was brilliant," Ben said. "A perfect example of what humans can offer." After what seemed like hours, they were called back into the throne room. Queen Valara stood with her advisors arrayed behind her. "We have reached decision," she announced. "Your proposal has merit. We accept cultural exchange program as alternative to traditional marriage bond." Alex let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. "However," the queen continued, "formal connection between our species is still required. We propose establishment of permanent human embassy on Zirconian homeworld." She fixed her compound eyes on Alex. "With you as first ambassador?" Alex blinked in surprise. "Me? You have proven your understanding of our young. You have shown wisdom in negotiation. Your logical choice." Captain Martinez's voice came through their communication devices. "Accept the offer, Carter. This is better than we could have hoped for." Alex stepped forward and bowed slightly to the queen. "I am honored to accept this position on behalf of Earth." The queen's jewelry glowed a bright, satisfied blue. "Excellent. Preparations will begin immediately for journey to homeworld." 6 months later, Alex stood on the surface of the Zirconian homeworld. The sky had a purple tinge, and strange crystalline forests stretched to the horizon. The embassy building combined human and Zirconian architecture, straight lines and right angles mixed with organic curves and living walls. Inside, a group of young Zirconians gathered in a classroom-like space. Earth music played softly in the background as human teachers demonstrated art, dance, and other cultural expressions. In another room, human scientists worked alongside Zirconian engineers, adapting their sustainable energy technology for use. On Earth, the royal offspring, now significantly larger, but still recognizably a juvenile, had a special chamber filled with human music recordings. It visited Alex regularly, showing remarkable development compared to other Zirconian young. "Ambassador Carter?" a voice called. Alex turned to see Queen Valara approaching. Her royal crown had grown even more elaborate in the months since their first meeting. "Your Highness," Alex said with a bow, "how may I help you?" "Royal offspring is thriving," she said. "Growth rate exceeds all expectations. Your music therapy has revolutionized our child-rearing practices. I'm glad to hear it, Alex said. The cultural exchange seems to be benefiting both our species. The Queen's jewelry shifted to a thoughtful purple. Indeed, our scientists have already shared clean energy technology with your planet. Your artists have introduced concepts we never imagined. She extended one of her upper limbs. In it was a small crystal that changed colors as Alex looked at it. What's this? He asked. Royal gift, she explained. Living crystal that changes with emotions. Usually reserved for consorts only. Alex carefully took the crystal. It pulsed with a warm blue light in his hand. Thank you, he said, genuinely touched by the gesture. There was message attached, the Queen added. The offer remains open, Ambassador Carter. Perhaps one day you will reconsider. Alex smiled at the crystal as it glowed in his palm. One step at a time, Your Highness. We have much to learn from each other first. As the Queen departed, Alex looked out over the alien landscape. In the distance, transport ships arrived bringing more human teachers, scientists, and diplomats to expand the embassy's work. He thought about how close he had come to refusing this mission entirely. One small crying baby had created the bridge between two vastly different civilizations. Alex sent a message back to Earth. Sometimes the greatest diplomatic tool isn't technology or weapons or even words, it's understanding what makes a baby. Stop crying, no matter what planet they're from. He placed the living crystal on his desk, where it pulsed a contented blue. Earth had made its first true alien ally, all because of a lullaby and a simple insight about what babies need, even alien ones. And that, Alex thought, was worth more than becoming a king. Life on an alien world wouldn't be easy. But as he watched human and Zirconian children playing together in a specially designed intercultural space, Alex knew he had made the right choice. This was just the beginning of something extraordinary.